Is the intro video already on?
Yeah, I'll give you a countdown. Give me a countdown.
Does this look funny if I have my hand here? Okay.
How far up can you see? Like here? Cool.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to tonight's 6A varsity football broadcast. It's your Highland Hawks facing off against the Boulder Creek Jaguars out of Anthem, Arizona. My name is Jordan Lank alongside my partner Jeff Griffith. Jeff, last week the Hawks, a statement victory that took 2 days to play against the Hamilton Huskies, a 6A stalwart. They have been for years. A really great win for this young Hawks team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said it. Great win last week, spread out across 2 days, started on Friday night, and from the get-go that night, Highland looked fantastic on both sides of the ball. Really had it moving on offense, all cylinders firing, against a very good, as you said, Hamilton team. I mean, for goodness sake, Hamilton's won 7 state championships since the turn of the century, so to win that game makes a statement. We've seen it all over the media. I mean, Connor Cullimore, AZ Central's Player of the Week. A lot of prognosticators have pushed the Hawks into top 10s, top 5s in Arizona statewide 6A, so clearly that win meant something, but whole other opponent this week. Boulder Creek's coming in; they're undefeated, so it should be a fun one. I mean, there's a lot that could happen tonight, but it's gonna be a fun one.
Oh, Boulder Creek with just 1 win under their belt thus far. They beat Skyline last week. This week, it's a tougher opponent in the Highland Hawks. But what we do know about Boulder Creek is their quarterback. He's a very mobile quarterback and very, very comfortable in the pocket, able to put the ball where he wants to, when he wants to. And I talked to Coach Brock Farrell before the game. He said he's a tough opponent, and the Hawks will see what they have.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last week, though. Hamilton also had a very talented, mobile, quick-on-his-feet quarterback, a senior, a veteran. And, I mean, especially what we saw Friday night, the Highland defense handled that very well. I mean, one score allowed, a lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of confusion on the offensive side of the ball, and nothing was really working. So, I mean, there's a lot of good talent in the receiving core here for Boulder Creek, and we'll see if they're able to use that to kind of open up the field against Highland's defense. But if Highland's defense plays anything like we saw 2 weeks ago against Alhambra and last week against Hamilton, they should be in for a good night tonight.
Well, we are almost ready for kickoff, just 10 minutes to go, and we are going to send it to our brand new hype video. Get ready, folks.
Should we head down?
Gentlemen,
Should we head down?
tonight is what high school football is all about. This is why you came to Highland, for games like tonight. You could have chosen to go anywhere, and you chose Highland for nights like tonight. So enjoy it, relish in it, come out 100 miles an hour, hair on fire, high-octane energy and passion.
Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.
As you're playing, remember that the real competition is not against Hamilton, or Mountain Point, or Desert Ridge, or any other team, but you versus your best self. So tonight as you wear the Highland jersey, remember you represent the entire Highland community. You represent your family, the students, the teachers, and everyone else here will see you. So as you compete against you at your best, I am confident that you will be pleased with the results, and you will be the must-see show in Arizona. Now go uphold the Highland standard. Let's go!
Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.
We hit the field like all day, like all night, like
And welcome in to Highland High School here in Gilbert, Arizona. It looks like the Highland Hawks are about to come out of the tunnel. And you'll see them come from the top left of your screen. The Hawks taking the field for their second home game of the year, 2-0 on the year last week. As we mentioned in the open, after beating the Hamilton Huskies in week 1, they really put it to the Alhambra Lions on the road. And from here on out, it's 2 at home, 2 on the road until the last game of the season when there is just 1 at home. So the next 2 games we will have on the road against Skyline and Basha. We'll be back home against Desert Vista in 3 weeks. A warm night here in Gilbert. Upper 90s, lower hundreds. But isn't that always the case here in the Valley of the Sun?
Oh, yes it is, my friend. It's the best.
And now here come your Highland Hawks. That's a new thing the Hawks have going there with the American flag as they come out of the tunnel. Flags that read HHS. And sporting some new uniforms tonight as well are the Hawks. They're gray tops with the teal bottoms and, of course, those very nice black helmets as they go to the corner of the end zone to do their pregame prayer. But, Jeff, kind of want to dig into this matchup tonight against Boulder Creek. This offense, who really shone last week against a good Hamilton team, we said it a lot, we're going to say it again. The Hawks offense really opens itself up on the ground with the new three-headed monster, I should say, of Connor Cullimore, Dayton Huffman, and Daniel Wood, and then they really like to go through the air as soon as they open up that run game.
Yeah, we saw a couple of things last week that really stood out offensively from what Highland was able to do against the Hamilton Huskies. Pounding up the middle was a major strength for Highland last week. We saw the offensive line, it's a veteran group, as we've mentioned many times in the past, really be able to set those blocks, create seams for those guys to break through, and more often than not, they're getting chunk yarders in those plays. And like you said, when you're able to get that kind of ground game consistently going early, you're able to see the passing game open up. Plays over the middle and outside open up. So if they can do that again tonight, by all means, they're in business.
Well, we are going to pause for the national anthem. And now after the national anthem, we are ready for some Hawks football. Countdown to kickoff, 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes. And Boulder Creek last year, coming into this year, won 4 games. 4 out of the 11 that they played went 4-7. A lot of returners for the Jaguars.
Yeah, Jordan, they return a lot, especially, Caden Austin is the key here. Caden Austin, as you mentioned up top, mobile quarterback, can do a lot in the offense, and he's very poised in the pocket. We saw on so much film this guy getting pressured, as Highland will do, as we saw last week against Hamilton. getting pressured, taking that pressure in stride, finding open receivers in the run, finding seams to run into. He's clearly not going to be flustered by a simple pass rush, and that's going to work in Boulder Creek's favor. But same story last week with Hamilton, so we'll see if Highland can do the same it did last week. But, I mean, he's got some weapons. Hendricks Johnson, one of the top returning receiver, he comes back off of last season where he amassed 582 yards on 22 catches in 11 games and scored 9 touchdowns. He also ran for 193 yards. But speaking of the ground game, they also returned 2 juniors who led the team in rushing a year ago. So really a veteran group. And we'll see, how much that experience will pay off for them tonight.
Yeah, Jeff, you alluded to Caden Austin, the senior quarterback for Boulder Creek. As you said, we were watching some film before the game today, and it really seems like he can do it all on offense. Talked to head coach Brock Fairley, said that Austin is a handful. From the film that we watched last week against Skyline, Austin did look pretty impressive. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to introduce you to the Highland Hawks starters.
Number 10, class of 2019, Caleb Herbert, quarterback.
Number 1, class of 2019, Connor Colmore, running back and safety.
55, class of 2019, Colton Allen, left tackle.
Number 66, class of 2019, Bryson Kelly, offensive guard.
Number 70, class of 2019, Caleb Allen, center.
Number 51, class of 2019, Connor Ward, offensive guard.
Number 76, class of 2019, Jared Eisentrout, right tackle.
Number 87, class of 2019, Kyle Hester, tight end.
Number 17, class of 2020, Tanner Crandall, wide receiver D.
19, class of 2019, Cody Zimmerman, wide receiver.
Number 13, class of 2019, Noah Burdick, wide receiver.
Number 89, class of 2021, Cooper Brown, defensive end.
Number 9, class of 2019, Cooper Holman, defensive end, tight end.
Number 6, class of 2020, Daniel Wood, running back and outside linebacker.
Number 22, class of 2019, Cord Crisman, middle linebacker.
Number 47, class of 2019, Griffin Nielsen, middle linebacker.
Number 20, class of 2019, Ryan Martinez, defensive back.
23, class of 2020, Jay-Sean Lee, cornerback.
Number 2, class of 2019, Dayton Huffman, running back and corner.
Number 24, class of 2019, Cade K-Mac, free safety.
Number 1, class of 2019, Connor Colmore, running back and safety.
A great segment put together by our communications team. We thank them very much for their efforts on Media Day, putting together the packages and the hype video that you saw before we went live tonight. We are just about ready for the opening coin toss as the captains are lined up at the 50 to get on the field. Looks like captains for tonight's game for the Hawks, quarterback Caleb Herbert. Connor Cullimore is out there. Number 86, Tyson Roner, the tight end. And that looks like number 36, Weston Dana.
Jordan, how many touchbacks we seeing tonight?
Well, Jeff, if we're reverting to the whole placing bets on, non-monetary bets that is, on our kicker punter, Austin McNamara, I would have to say, it's an intriguing topic that you didn't bring up before the broadcast. You're putting me on the spot here. I am thinking that the over-under, I'm going to set it at 4.5. And I would take the over.
4.5 touchbacks for the whole game.
I would think he'd get 5 or more.
I'm going to go with 12.
By McNamara alone?
Yes.
That's bold. That's bold.
I mean, we saw last week, he had 5 in the first half. So you tell me. Simple math, right?
I guess that is simple math.
Point being, he's a very talented kicker. And he's
we'll get
got
to
quite the leg. And
we'll get to see that leg sooner or later.
Now,
Jeff.
will we see it to start the game? I suppose we'll find out.
I suppose we will. It looks like, I believe, yes, we are going to see the golden leg, if you will, of Austin McNamara to start the game. So the Hawks will kick off to the Jaguars to start things off. They'll get the ball in the second half. And if anything goes the way that it went last week for the Hawks, they'll have a nice lead coming out of the half to work with. That's what we saw last week against Hamilton. Again, a game that took 2 days to complete.
Yeah, that was a wild one, Jordan. That was a crazy one.
The lightning delay. We waited quite a while for that to be over as well. It did take about an hour, 15 minutes. But here we are. It's a new week. It's a new Friday night and another Highland Hawks matchup. This time against the Boulder Creek 10 for... We also have difficult now here at Gilbert High School. So the Hawks and Jaguars 7. The currently attack on 19-yard line complete passes over.
That's 24-yard line.
That is a 24-yard line. My apologies, folks. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's also early in the season. I'm going to be using that as an excuse until week 6, Jeff.
You know, I don't think football teams like excuses, Jordan.
I think you're right, and I think that if I keep making excuses, my job might be in a little bit of jeopardy.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. That's true. Ball marked at the 24. Boulder Creek able to get the ball down the field rather quickly. Caden Austin finding some targets. They just had a touchdown that was negated. Hendricks Johnson had a nice reception into the end zone, but an illegal motion backed them up to the 24. Austin looking left, incomplete, looking for Johnson again there.
Yeah, that's another example. We've seen a lot of these empty back 5 wide sets. They stack the left side there with 4 receivers. They kind of a bubble screen in a way with some downfield routes, setting up for Hendricks Johnson there. But you got to catch that ball. You've got space in front of you. You got to hold on to that. You're a senior receiver. Just a little mental lapse. Looked like he was running before he caught it.
2nd and 15 now from the 24. 5 wide for Boulder Creek. Austin looking left, rolling left now. Almost intercepted, but incomplete. Great job.
Highland has been getting that edge blitz like it's nothing. Eventually, they're going to have to start getting to Caden Austin off of that. But as we've said before, and as we saw there, he's not concerned about blitz. He's poised in the pocket, and he has the skill set to get away.
Great job there by number 2, Dayton Huffman. Almost able to pick it off there. And, Jeff, a thing we see about Dayton Huffman on a nightly basis is how hard he goes on the field. He really goes all out on offense, on defense, always looking to make that extra step, that extra play.
Well, that's what you want in a football player. That's what you want in anybody. And an athlete and a coworker, an employee. You can't ask for anything more than that of a high schooler.
Austin play action, looking right, has a man. Incomplete, no flag. Possible pass interference there, but no flag on the play intended for Hendricks Johnson.
Great coverage by Cullimore. He was reading that from the safety position all the way. He got a little physical there at the end, but I think the referee made the right call to let that one go, and that's a big stop for the Hawks.
After
this is kind of that no man's land where some kickers can nail this in high school and some struggle. So a 41-yarder, we'll see if he's got the leg.
When it was a long drive for Boulder Creek, as you mentioned, Jeff, a very good job by Highland and a big stop here after the Boulder Creek offense was rolling to hold it to a field goal attempt here. First and about, we'll say 12 and a half to go for the Hawks. Herbert in shotgun formation, a tight end in motion. Herbert takes the snap and is going to give to, looks like Daniel Wood, shifting to his left, gets a couple of blocks, gets through, and now at the 45, the 50 stays in bounds. Oh, and now they're going to say that he stepped out of bounds. Just shy of the 50-yard line at the 47-yard line. I'm not sure about you, Jeff, but it looked like the referees might have stolen a touchdown there from Wood.
I thought I saw a toe on the line, but I'm not going to be the negative voice here. Tough break, either way. But the MVP on that play, number 28, Zach Schroeder, laying a perfect block there to get Daniel Wood space. I mean, that was a broken play by all means, and then he gets to the outside and gets that perfect block. And if nothing else, it's a first down.
Man in motion for Highland. They give it to him. Or they don't, excuse me, it's an option. And Herbert keeps gains about a yard. It'll be second down.
Yeah, I mean, it's very tough. It's very tough for a quarterback to see what the best option is on a read option. Maybe not the right choice there, but you can't fault him for that.
3 men out right, excuse me, now for the Hawks. Not sure what that was.
My broadcast partner, Matthew McConaughey.
Lots of laughs in the booth tonight, but in all seriousness, a pass complete up the middle, that time to number 19, Cody Zimmerman. And another first down for the Hawks as they move the chains again.
Yeah, that's a perfect spot in which you can gash a 4-3 defense behind the linebackers because you've got the safeties playing kind of deep in a 4-3 because you've got that linebacker help. But if they're playing up and they see run, you've got space behind them to go about 15, 20 yards on a crossing route like that.
Ball marked at the 30 for a 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Herbert takes a snap, play action, looking right into the end zone. A deep ball. Incomplete. A great route run there by Zimmerman again. Herbert was looking for him in the end zone. Zimmerman thus far, I believe, with 1 touchdown on the season. And that was against Alhambra. Unable to connect with Herbert that time. Second down and 10 now, man in motion. And it's a double option. They'll go to Wood, who is almost taken down to the backfield, and he breaks away, shifting upfield and finally tackled inside the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you, Jordan, I do not want to end up on the other end of a Daniel Wood stiff arm. That was nasty. Perfect way to get you some space and get you out. He's finding success with the help of good blocking on the outside here. That's usually not necessarily his strength, but he's making it work and he's getting into space. That's another big gain for a chunk yardage and a first down.
Tell you what, you got a big body like Daniel Woods who can get to the outside or punch it up the gut if need be. It's a really versatile weapon in the backfield. Herbert in shotgun formation, looking right, immediately finds, that's Kyle Hester.
Yeah,
Hester gets a couple of yards.
Yeah, it's kind of a quasi bubble screen. It's a good way to get some short yardage, kind of keep the offense rolling when you've taken a couple of deep shots.
Hawks looking to the sideline, slowing things down here. Second down and about 7 to go. Both offenses working quickly in this one. Herbert in shotgun formation, 2 men out left, 1 to his right. But they give it to Dayton Huffman in the backfield, who gets in zone for another Hawks touchdown. If that was quick, the Hawks are back on.
I mean, they gave up that first play touchdown, opening off, playing from a hole. How will they do? It was fine, just like last week. So they got them a second to get going on offense, but they're here. They've arrived.
The student section excited about that touchdown that gives the Hawks a 13-7 Austin McNamara. They're trying to make it 14, and he does. So Hawks. Highland really able to get their offense moving here in this first quarter. 14 quick points with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go until we hit quarter number 2.
Yeah, this is definitely a more quickly moving game than we saw last week, knock on wood. So,
well, we surely don't want to be put into another lightning delay. Haven't seen anything that screams there's going to be a monsoon yet, but that is kind of how monsoons work. They just kind of roll in when they want to.
Well, my fingers are crossed very tightly, Jordan.
As are mine. And we apologize, folks, for those of you who were looking to tune in on Saturday morning. We were unable to produce the broadcast, but we are happy to be back here on this beautiful Friday night. Don't forget, our next Highland Hawks game will be broadcast live on our Mixlr account. That is Hawks Nest Radio, mixlr.com/Highland Hawks. McNamara out to kick for the Hawks. Hendricks Johnson and Hunter Burkett back to receive for Boulder Creek. And that's Burkett who takes it. The ball is loose, and it looks like Highland's on it. Highland football.
I could not see who that was, but he just laid the lumber on that return man. Wow, what a hit. And went right after the ball, too. That thing flew out of his hands. Special teams, Jordan.
I was just going to say, Jeff, special teams has been the story early. Haven't been able to get out of the first quarter yet, and already 3 or 4 big special teams plays.
2 huge returns, one of which scored a touchdown, one of which set up a touchdown, a blocked field goal, and a fumble on a kick return. I mean, granted, 3 of those things, those 4 things have gone the way of Highland, so, and there you see the score, 14-7.
Hawks with great field position. Herbert looking right in play action. Complete down the sideline. And inside the 5 are the Hawks. And it'll be first and goal.
That throw, my friend, was beautiful out to the right.
Don't make fun of me.
Perfectly put over the left shoulder. All in all, perfect use of the go route on the sideline.
Cody Zimmerman almost got into the end zone for a touchdown there, but I'm sure he'll take that long reception. First and goal from the 3.
Yeah, Cody Zimmerman didn't even have a step there. He was locked in very good coverage, but a perfect throw gets that deep ball.
Oh, you know what? It looks even closer than the 3, and they're going to try to punch it in from the 1. They do. Taking advantage of the special as Connor Cullimore gets another.
Jordan, those are special plays you mentioned. They have now led to 3 Highland touchdowns. And they've looked just fine. They looked arguably better than what we saw out of the gates against Hamilton.
Dayton time. 1 and 5. We apologize, some more technical difficulties in the booth. But 3rd and about 5 for the Hawks at the 15-yard line. Herbert under center now. Going to give it to, looks like, Huffman. And a penalty flag down. And Huffman motioning for a face mask. Formation now. Formation.
He sees. Gets right back and then might throw him behind.
That's something don't see very often, and when you see it in the NFL, it's really a wow moment.
You know, when I was a kid, my buddy and I used to play one-on-one football. We'd throw the ball to ourselves. I was like 6 years old, and that's kind of what that looked like.
An interesting play there. Now Austin, the pocket collapsing, he gets away, rolling right, and dives forward, and will be down around the 24-yard line.
He has a very impressive ability to keep plays alive with his feet. That's something you'd love to have in a high school quarterback, something you can create, because you're not going to have a flawless, perfect offensive. You're going to have young players. You're going to have things go wrong, and a guy who can keep plays alive like that is invaluable.
5 wide again now. Austin looking, completing. Intercepted. A great effort by number 6 Wood. Another one of those. And it is now down.
5 wide.
Complete.
By a veteran.
Well, I'm not going to right now, Jeff. Calling it 9 yards. Herbert hands on the edge. Another one of those around plays that the Hawks seem to run often. That time for a sizable gain. About down at 3. And it is no good. Or was it good? Herbert center going for it on 4th down. Did they get it? Yes, they did. Herbert breaks through at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone for a Hawks touchdown. An unbelievable showing of strength there by Caleb Herbert.
You know, on backyard football, there was a play where you could disappear behind the line of scrimmage and then appear on the and I think he just did that. That was some magic right there. But an incredible play to get Highland back where it needs to be.
Just kept those legs. Yes, we need to talk more about.
Phenomenal person.
Gets here early every day to set up the equipment. Stays late to break it all down. Does everything she can behind the scenes to put on this broadcast for you all, which we are all very proud to bring to you. So, Bella, thank you very much for all you do. In the meantime, a 1-yard loss for Boulder Creek on that last play. 2nd down and 11. Again, 5 men wide for the Jaguars. Looking right, left now right. Shifts again back left. And Austin's got some time. Running left, and he's going to get positive yardage out of this. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Well, there's not much I can say about that. I think he covered the entire length of the football field there with his legs. I'm surprised that he had so much space to his left and didn't run with it, but positive yardage is positive yardage, I suppose.
They do pick up 6, 3rd down and 5 now. Jeff, what do you think here on a play call on 3rd down and 5?
Well, you've got, looks like 3 receivers out to the left.
On a good thought there, Jeff. Pass intended.
Play, you're moving the field, and then 10 yards, just like that. Next thing you know, you're in 1st and 20.
You know, I would agree with that. It really is quietly one of the lengthier penalties to take, and it happens. It seems like pretty often for any team out there. As Herbert now in shotgun, looking out of the backfield, complete to Cullimore, who is tackled for a gain of about 2 yards, 2nd and 18 or so. And Highland will take a timeout here with 53.5 to go in the first half. Well, some shout-outs to some more of our sponsors here on the broadcast. Deseret Family Medicine and Dr. Chris Allen. Wallen and Hester Law Firm. Deseret Allen. Todd Allen and family. UC, Epic Systems, and Allen. Very well represented. So thank you to Allport. So again, 3.5 seconds to go until the closing of the first half. Hawks leading 42-20. And we are ready to go. Herbert 3 men wide. Takes a shot at a shotgun formation, rolls left. Looking down the field. Complete. Looks left. Could be as an offense. That is send out Wayneman of the first quarter.
That's pretty consistency as an offense, especially at high school level. Being able to consistently ball. I mean, touchdown first half is a pretty. To have first punt come with 29 seconds, a player that set them up at scoring range, you'll take a punt here.
The delay of game penalty. When both teams ready the Sherbert to receive the punt for the Jaguars. But McNamara, with that great leg of his, able to possibly as far as inside their 10-yard line from where he's kicking at about the 28. Teams look ready. McNamara back to punt and at his own team. McNamara's punt one, and Burkett going to call for catch into the 10 at the 6-yard line. A great kick by Austin McNamara. And favorable field position for the Hawks here for Boulder Creek's start of the drive.
Maybe I'm just too conservative when it comes to football play calling, but I'm taking a knee here.
Well, 21.3 seconds to go in the half, down by 22.
Yeah,
not sure if you want to go deep here.
In 21 seconds seems like a bit of a task. So we'll see what they decide, but that's just my thinking. Just get into the half, recalibrate.
Caden Austin in the offense back out there. He's going to set up in shotgun formation, so it looks like they're going to run a play at the very least. And they will. It's a run play that nets them almost a first down. We're 26 on the run. And it looks like that is going to end the first half of play. So a great showing so far by the Highland Hawks as they lead it heading into the locker room by the score of 42-20. We will be back very shortly with our first halftime show of the season. I'm Jordan Lank alongside my partner Jeff Griffith. We'll see you soon. space for himself. Out across midfield and tackled inside the 45-yard line at the 41.
Well, that felt familiar.
It sure did.
Starting off the second half, kind of like we started off the first with some special teams play.
A penalty flag down. That's a hold on the Hawks. And that'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Let's see where they back this one up to. Backing up inside the 20, they're going to mark it at the 16-yard line. And that is where the Hawks will have to start negating the big return by Connor Cullimore into Jaguar territory. But no matter, a 22-point lead for the Hawks out of the half as Herbert sets up in shotgun formation and 37.
Yeah, at least they're to kind of when you have that push through.
For
the way open the line to do their job. Thanks, fix it.
For time. Herbert high sideline, almost complete to Tanner Crandall. Against half, Jeff. Tanner claims to be the guy that Herbert likes to go to most often. Get open the most now, and 2 yards to go. Trips out left for Highland with Herbert gun. They get to Connor Cullimore, who gets out past the 40-yard line. Way whistle on the field. There's an injured Hawk that's going to be helped off the field. That's our conference play. First down and 10 to go for the Hawks from the 38-yard line of the Jaguars. Hawks. They're just running us the 85 points to 20 here at the start of the second half. 9 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the third quarter as they set up right in front of us here. Herbert looking to the sideline, and now a whistle. So some confusion down there on the field. And now it looks like all parties are ready to go. Not sure what the stoppage of play was for. Second clock. As you may or may not have heard, the clock needs to be reset to 9 minutes and 16 seconds. 9 minutes. Now it ends with Herbert. Second half. Austin McNamara out. Extra point. It is up, and it is good. So the Hawks now with a 49-20 lead. They've opened it up to 4 possessions. And
Highland showing some good pressure here from the defensive line, but it looks like there's an individual on field hurt. It looks like Daniel Wood, Jordan. Yeah, Daniel Wood limping off the field. Not a good sign. He's been pretty influential in tonight's game.
He sure has, and for a guy to go down like Daniel Wood, that's a big bruise in the Highland offense and in the Highland defense if he's out for an extended period of time. Austin going deep, intercepted! Highland football intercepted by Cade Kamak, who's got it now at the 30 and still shifting around, and finally tackled down inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. A great job by Cade Kamak there.
We've seen a handful of just barely missed interceptions in this game from the Highland defense, and finally they come up with one there at a great time. If you can score here in your Highland, you're putting this game away. And that's the perfect way to do it, is to give your offense a short field to really stake a claim and pretty much lock up 3-0.
Words over. That's Yogi Berra. But it is looking like it's in the Hawk favor in the third with Boulder, who is 4 or 5 yards. Jeff, you think they keep it on the ground here, try to keep it away from the air, and now, Cullimore. And now Cooper Holman limping off on that last play. Holman, the tight end, hasn't received any action tonight in terms of receptions, but has been on their offensive line for the Hawks. Herbert now with trips out left and a man in motion. That's Zimmerman. High snap, and they give it to Daniel Wood. Good to see him back into the game. Correction, it's Connor Cullimore. Folks, we sincerely apologize for the mix-ups on the numbers. It's very difficult to see those teal numbers on those dark gray jerseys up here in the booth. We do have a spotter. We're doing our best, and I personally apologize to every one of you and every family whose loved one I have gotten the name wrong on.
I appreciate that.
First and 10 from inside the 15. It's Huffman still going and tackled down inside the 5, short of the goal line, and it'll be first and goal again for Highland. .7:25 to go in the third. 49-20 Hawks. Herbert lining up under center, and the last time we saw this, it was a quarterback keeper, and Herbert ran about 75% of the field, but this time it's Dayton Huffman who dives into the end zone for another Hawks touchdown.
Yep, just another textbook drive. I mean, finding different ways to get downfield and then punching it in. I mean, you can't ask for anything more. This offense has been almost perfect today. I mean, we saw, I'm pretty sure, one punt in that first half from the Hawks, and it's now on the verge of being 56-20, 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. This one's looking pretty good for Highland. And it seems like the students can sure seem to feel it.
Well, it looks like a luau theme tonight in the student section. A lot of Highland students wearing Hawaiian shirts and lots of floral wear down there. And they've certainly shot through. McNamara attacks on the extra point, and it's now 56-20. And this offense in the third quarter here, 36 points. Maybe you put in some of your get them some game action.
Yeah, we might not see these start at this point. Especially if it's a live event, so maybe 4 minutes to go in the quarter, or even it might be done today. And good for them, they've earned it. They've played phenomenal. It's a bit of a respite. I mean, they'll stay in a little. Not sure what Coach decided, but we got to the point where they've earned points soon. A little bit of a respite.
Killed by Boulder Creek's Hendricks Johnson tackled by the Hawks offense just shy of the 25-yard line at the 24. So Caden Austin with a chance to create some offense for Boulder Creek. A man in motion. They now have trips out left and a wide open man on the screen that Austin, 27, Connor Lewis, intended receiver, incomplete. Call there by Caden Austin. He had a man wide open to his left, sort of in the backfield, and elected not go to him. This time they get the first down on the pass play to Tanner. But on that last play, interesting to see Austin try to go deep and get some yardage down the field as opposed to taking the open out in the flat. Maybe a show of some impatience. Boulder Creek 1st and 10 now. Austin rolling right, evading some pressure. and gets out of bounds after a loss of about 4 yards. A good job by the Hawks defense again to collapse that pocket and force Austin to make a play on his own. He couldn't do it there, and it's going to be second and about 14. Right. In about 20 seconds. Austin now rolling left, and by a Highland tackler, evades one tackle, finally down there. Number 20, Ryan Martinez. Continues running here in 5 minutes and 42 seconds ago. 20 Hawks. So now is tackled in the backfield for loss on 4th down, so the Hawks will take around 56 seconds later. So now, Jeff, the Hawks with the ball. Again, good field position here. And it looks like Caleb Herbert and the 8 in the game for Highland. So maybe one more down and they'll put him away. Another 6 points.
That touchdown. Not much said about the way the Highland offense is playing. I mean, they've got backs going, they've got this game going, they're catching bricks, they're following their blocks, they're doing everything right. I mean, it's 63.
And it's not looking very good. Jaguars up as to a victory. Austin McNamara into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, there's 5. That's that break.
My over-under. I did go.
For all your predicting needs, go to Jordan Lank.
This one, right? But 5 minutes, 6 to go here in the third quarter. It is a atmosphere here at Highland High School. The Hawks have a big lead over Boulder Creek. Jaguars. Number 20. And second down and about 7 to go. Austin looking for Salerni there, incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 7. They'll call it a 3rd down and 6. Ball marked at the 24-yard line, according to the scoreboard. 4:16 to go in the third. Austin takes the snap. Play action looking left down sideline. Almost complete for 86. And that'll bring you up 4th down, and Boulder Creek will again trot out their punt unit. And this time it'll be up at they're on the ball, and now Highland's going to go inside in. And with that, folks, the clock is to continuously run with the lead that they have produced for themselves. So now the Hawks for Highland. Started the game against Alhambra, where the Hawks rolled to a 48-7 victory. Max Davis, the running back on that play. So now, Jeff, it does look like that the B team is in for the Hawks, taking some snaps here late in the third quarter with 250 seconds to go.
Yeah, you're not calling anything to this late. Just keep it conservative. But it's a good chance to see some of those guys out there and get them a spot on the field, this experience. Because eventually, some of these guys will be in those starting roles in the future.
And barring a Boulder Creek score here, the clock to run for the remainder of the game again looked like Max Davis. Hawks leading 63 to wins all year. Put up 8, I believe, against Alhambra in the first week, 44 last week against Hamilton. Snap from under. Gives to Davis, who is into the end zone for another Hawks touchdown.
Yeah, that was the textbook. Really nice touchdown run by the setup for the Highland Hawks. I mean, great blocking by the offensive line again, just to make
the Max Davis.
And this one should make 70.
So
and
10, count it, 10 touchdowns for the Hawks tonight, as they are really putting the hurt on Boulder Creek.
Yeah, that's quite the number. And there's still 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing the clock is running.
Really some video game numbers.
Yeah. I mean, it's no, for example, 115-44. That would be rough. But 720 is pretty substantial.
All right, I get to tell the story because Jeff is setting me up for it. We played a game of NCAA football on one of the video game consoles last year, and I was throttled very badly. I was beat by a lot of points. Jeff scored over 100 points. And
115, please.
115, and I scored 44 points. It was the abyss of my video game playing career. I have vowed to make it never happen again, ever, and it hasn't since. It's great. I haven't allowed 115 points in a game since.
That's true.
However, that is what Jeff was alluding to, and he's written the...
Yeah, Jordan's before golden years, so... But now this is on a very impressive performance today by Highland. And 70 points from a high school football team. Pretty impressive, what'd you say?
The Hawks student section chanting, "We want Skyline," and that's who they'll have next week. Oh boy, and now we're in fun. The tuba section coming down onto the field. They're going to play, it seems like, with 33 seconds to go left in the third. A handoff by Boulder Creek. Number 26
what chance
again.
are next there, Jordan? We want Bama?
Not sure they're ready for Bama. The tubas now coming out to play in front of the student section. This is the game. And now a time. We'll see what these tubas have.
And Sulfons. And one air drum, as I'm sure you know. You know what?
You started high school, not?
That is correct. My claim. You know, this band.
They sure did on the field.
I like the bands that build the high school football atmosphere. A lot going on in a high school football game. It's pretty enjoyable. Great atmosphere. A lot of students engaged. When you got a winking like this to show them, nothing better. For this dance, rest who's like boom. As the game. Well, not like boom was played, so it's all delayed by Hawks dance.
Unbelievable. Number 58, Tyler. 11 minutes and 23 seconds to go here in the ball game. The Hawks leading 70-20, a point and remainder of the game. Big ball down the field now.
We've got chance of I believe that we will win. Seems a little obvious, is it, Jordan?
No. I don't think it from these high school students.
Oh, of course not.
Friday night football in high school is one of my fondest memories, and I'm sure it's one of yours as well, especially being in the marching arts and forming.
Heck yeah, baby. Nothing.
I'm sure these students live for a 70-20.
It's not a week you get that.
Oh, and that punt touched by Highland and recovered by Boulder, I believe. Or was it?
It looked like somebody on Highland reached for it, but definitely didn't touch it. And, yeah, definitely nowhere you can go with that ball if you're Boulder Creek. That is down, and it's Highland ball. The clock is stopped right now at 10:27. The score is still 70-20. It'll, I'm assuming, pick up again once Highland lines up. But 10 minutes to go of running clock, and it's been quite the game, Jordan.
It has been quite the game. This sonic boom by the sousaphone.
Yeah, you're really feeling it, and good effort.
You've taught me.
That's me.
That was a little bit weird.
Now the final 10 minutes is Highland 41-yard line.
Yeah, folks, after the game concludes, we will have a couple of interviews down on the field and talk to some of you after what is setting up to be a big win as Tanner hands off. And the Hawks get another first down on the back of Max Davis. Max Davis, one of the few on the varsity squad, a 5'11", 160-pound running back. That's the only position he has on the Hawks roster. So put his focus there, that's for sure. Drew Tanner under center for Hawks. Tanner rolling right. He finds it. A completed pass. It's number 32, Grayson Kennedy. That's Kennedy's first catch of the night. As the clock ticked under 8:30, 0 minutes and 29 seconds to go.
Got around his receivers blocking for him. That's when they threw the flag. So it's hard to think that's not holding, and they're bringing it back right now.
It is a holding on the offense. It's a good call by you, Jeff.
Call it like I see it, buddy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we know that you can spend your Friday night doing practically anything you like, and we appreciate you for tuning in here tonight on Hawks Nest TV, here live on our YouTube channel, as Drew Tanner gives off again to Davis. Short of the first down marker, but they get back some of that penalty yardage. Third down and about, we'll say 4 yards to go for Highland.
That'll bring us across the 7-minute mark now. Still 70-20.
Jeff likes counting backwards. I can tell you're just counting in your head.
Well,
you do it all the time. You do it all the time when we're together, Jeff. You just randomly start counting backwards from 100. 100, 99, 98.
Do I?
Maybe I'm hearing things. But what I'm seeing is a first down for the Hawks inside the 10-yard line. And it'll be first and goal for the Hawks with 6:24 to go.
Now who's counting down?
Touche. Well, it is going to be first and 10, not first and goal. From about the 11, Tanner under center, still in that single back formation. They give it to Davis, who dives across the 10-yard line, tackled at about the 8. How about 77?
Sounds good to me.
77 points in one game would certainly be something.
Yeah, at this point, they're milking clock up until the last second. Letting this one run out.
That is the classic thing to do here.
Yeah, they're not going to purposefully attack the end zone. I mean, if they're going to get there, they're going to get there. I mean, they're not just going to sit down and knee it.
I would assume Boulder Creek's second-team defense out there as well as the Highland second-team offense is. Run down. Give to Max. And that brings third down.
Here, you're up 5 minutes to go. Third and looks like 10. Are you passing?
Yes.
Ooh, bold.
Short yardage, but maybe a guy in the flat out of the backfield.
Makes sense. That's fair.
But
not too flashy. Still has a chance to get you the yardage you need.
Looks like the Hawks are going to stick with the consistency here and go to the back Davis across the 7-yard line. And now it is 4th down, and here we are, Jeff, in the 4th quarter. The first time this Hawks offense was really stopped on 4th down. Well, I guess that's not true because Caleb Herbert had that really big run on 4th down.
And, of course, the one punt.
Yes, and the one punt.
But for those, if we could count the times he's been stopped on 3rd down on one hand, that's a pretty good game.
It certainly shows on the scoreboard. 70-20 in favor of your Highland Hawks. Giving it through one interception. He's taken back for a pick 6. That seems like ages ago.
It does. It's a simple miscommunication on that one. I mean, otherwise, flawless offense. Ooh.
Number 26 on the carry there for Boulder Creek.
Under 3 minutes to go now as the countdown continues.
Teague Treason on the tackle for Highland. As the band playing some Eye of the Tiger. And now a whistle and a flag. Looks like a delay of game penalty. And since they are inside the 5, it'll be half the distance to the goal. That puts Boulder Creek at the 3. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go in this one. The Hawks with a more than commanding 70-20 lead. And the Jaguars are going to take an arbitrary timeout here. And with that, another thank you to our Platinum sponsors. Thank you, Greg Allen and Allen Family Medicine, for their support. When it comes to your family's health, Allen Family Medicine is there for you. Thank you to our Platinum sponsor, Alicia Holman and UCI Realty, for their support. For all of your real estate needs, think of Alicia Holman and UCI Realty. They'll help you score a touchdown when buying or selling your home. Thank you to Dr. Bob Allen and Deseret Family Medicine for their support, taking care of your family's healthcare needs. Thank you to our Platinum sponsor, Epic Systems, who is a proud supporter of the Highland Hawks. See Epic Systems for all your automation, home theater, and audio-video needs. Visit them at www.epicavaz.com. Make your business or home system an Epic system. And now, a run on the play by Boulder Creek. And by number 20, short of the first down marker. It'll be 3rd and 1. 1 minute and 47 seconds to go in this one. And Jeff, this one is as good as gold for the Hawks.
Oh, yeah. This one's been over for about 20 minutes of football, I'd say. And the Hawks are going to be 3-0, Jordan. Tell me about that. It's pretty good, right?
That is fantastic. And coming into this game, there were some tweets on the Twitter that were saying if Highland can get to 3-0, that's really a statement record for them. And it's a great point for them to be at, especially going into another week next week against a team like this Boulder Creek team against the Skyline Coyotes.
Yeah, and it's 2 road games coming up in a row against quality opponents, the Skyline and Basha. So to be 3-0 and entering those with some comfortability, knowing you're off to a good start, you could take a loss or you could start 5-0 for all we know. We'll see.
Clock ticking down, under 1 minute now. Jeff, we will see you soon down on the field. Jeff going to head down there for some post-game interviews. I regret to inform you folks who have stayed for the last 45 seconds of our ball game that it'll be just me up here on the booth for the remainder of this one. As the clock ticks down, under 35 seconds. So again, the Hawks with a commanding win here. And a knee will be taken, and that'll be it. So a 70-20 win as the Hawks are flying high yet again here in Week 3 against Boulder Creek. It was an offensive show through and through by the Highland Hawk offense. They were able to do everything and anything that they wanted to on the offensive end. And I really think that Caleb Herbert fourth down rush really showed that. Boulder Creek, a valiant effort in the first half, was able to put up a good amount of points, but the Hawks in the second half really ran away with it, unable to keep it close. And with that, 70 points showing by the Hawks they have scored. I believe the most they've scored in 2 years. Well, Boulder Creek falls to 1-1. As we mentioned earlier, the Hawks soaring high to 3-0. As both teams are shaking hands in the middle of the field, the Hawks will go celebrate their win at the north end of the stadium. The Boulder Creek Jaguars will discuss what went wrong at the south end. The students are on the field today. That is a thing that they only do here at high schools. Don't see on the field at the game. But all of the Highland faithful, the student section mostly, down on the field, clad in their luau attire. Blow up palm trees and floral shirts. Well, we drift down on the field. He will have some interviews with a couple of the Hawks' top performers tonight. And again, a great Hawks win, 70-20. The best offensive showing from an offensive unit that I personally have seen in quite a long time.
And Jeff Griffith, great game, man. So we're just going to do a quick...
And we're going to throw it down to Jeff Griffith on the field now, who is standing by with star running back Connor Cullimore.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the field with Connor Cullimore, senior running back and safety. Connor, 70-20 win. I mean, pretty dominant. How are you feeling after this one?
I feel pretty good. We have a lot of, I know it may not look like it, but we got a lot of things to fix up. But we play good. We just need to make some big adjustments, and then we'll be good. So.
Offensively, I mean, you guys scored on like almost all of your possessions tonight. What was working correctly for the offense?
Everything. Our line, I think this is the best line to ever come through Highland. They're doing phenomenal right now. So as long as they keep doing good, we're going to keep scoring 70 points. So.
I know last week you were honored with the AZCentral.com's Player of the Week honor. Walk me through what that felt like, seeing all those votes come in and eventually getting the honor.
It was good, especially because I've never got that, so it felt pretty good. But I kind of just looking past it. Hopefully, keep playing hard, or I'll keep playing hard, and then hopefully things will work out. So, but it felt really good. Thanks to everybody that voted for me, and again, thanks to my line. They're doing good. I can't do anything without them.
Yeah, definitely. And then lastly, you guys are 3-0, off to a great start, similarly to last season. How do you keep your head going into 2 away games?
One at a time. That's all. That's literally all. We just got to go in one at a time and keep playing how we're playing, and things are going to work out for us. We're doing really good right now. So we just got to keep playing how we're playing and promise everything's going to be all right. So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Connor. We'll be right back with the interview with Caleb Herbert.
Thanks, Jeff. And we'll set it back down to him momentarily. He'll have Caleb Herbert. Caleb Herbert, of course, the starting quarterback for this Highland Hawks team, had a terrific game tonight, capped off by that long run on 4th down. Couple touchdown passes tonight for her. And we're sent back down to Caleb.
quarterback. I mean, coming in. You guys were hard left and right. What were you seeing for defense?
They were in another heavy cover 4, so that's what we saw last week too. We didn't really adjust anything from last week. We knew that we had the matchups we liked, and so I went out there, picked the matchups we liked, and then the run game always opens up the path. That's what we had tonight.
I mean, you mentioned last week seeing a similar defense and a talented team in Hamilton, but between winning a game against a talented team like Hamilton and knowing you'd see a similar defense, what was the confidence level like, especially offensively, entering tonight's game?
The confidence level definitely boosted because I did it against the previous team, right? So, I mean, I go out there, I do it again. It's like repetition, it's habits, right? So, I don't know, my confidence level was up, and I'll just give it my all in practice, and I'm a firm believer in your hard work pays off, and so I think that's what you saw tonight.
We were just talking to Connor, and he praised the offensive line. He said it's one of the best groups Highland's ever seen. Would you echo that?
100%. The best, the best to ever come through Highland. Right here. Guarantee I'll put as much money down on the table as you want.
And then lastly, 3-0 start, a dominant win tonight. What does this do for you guys' confidence going into 2 road games?
See, we're a team that doesn't really affected by the road, right? Our student section's awesome. They come out and support us every time. So we're going to have fans, and we're going to put on a show for them every time. But, I mean, it'll be big to go out there and do the same thing we do and prove that we can play here or anywhere else.
Absolutely. Well, that's it from interviews down on the field. Back up to Jordan in the box.
Thanks, Jeff. And for Jeff, I am Jordan Lank. We thank you all for joining us tonight. A 70-20 commanding Highland Hawks win. They start the season 3-0, and we will see you next week. It'll be live on our radio show, Mixlr.com/Highland Hawks. That is Hawks Nest Radio again. Mixlr, Mixlr.com/Highland Hawks. It'll be against the Skyline Coyotes, and we will see you then. Again, for my partner, Jeff Griffith, my name is Jordan Lank. We thank you for spending your time with us here this evening on Hawks Nest TV, and we will see you next week. Go Hawks.